Welcome to the Clearing the Air podcast with D and Q.
I'm D.
And I'm Q. Yo, man.
What's good, King? Dap me up.
Let's get it, man.
I'm trying to jump right into it.
And listen, man.
We're here together, bro.
Business minded.
Let's knock this out. What we talking about, bro?
All right, man. So, look. NBA is around the corner.
It is.
And we breaking this up, man, because, video can get stupid long. We're going to do East. We're going to do West. That'll be the part two. But we're on the East Coast, DMV area. Let's talk about the top 5 teams in the East.
Before we even do all that, shout out my Knicks. Blue and orange. You see. You know I reps my squad. Okay, go ahead.
God,
We
this
can commit.
guy. This guy. So listen, I'm not shouting out nobody per se, but I do got 2 hats. All right, man. Come on, man. Come on.
Get the
All right, come on. All right. So. Top 5 teams in the
Okay.
East.
Top 5 teams in the East.
Are your Knicks in the top 5?
I think we're close, but I think some teams in the East have gotten better.
Top 5. What you got?
So top 5, I would say right now would be Brooklyn, Milwaukee, Philly. Okay, so we're going to talk about Philly, so maybe not Philly. Miami got better. Miami probably going to be up there. And I think my Knicks in Atlanta is going to be hovering around that 5, 6 position. They may flip-flop or whatever.
Top 5.
Okay.
Not in any particular order.
Right.
I'm going with Milwaukee, Brooklyn, Miami, Atlanta, and your Knicks.
Okay.
I don't put Philly in there because of all this Ben Simmons stuff. The man does not want to play in Philly.
Correct.
You don't know what you're going to get. If you get what you should get for him, you don't know how it's going to fit. There was talk of Dame. There was talk of Beal. There was talk of CJ. The talk of Kyrie.
Kyrie.
For Ben.
Wiggins.
Talk of Wiggins.
Yeah.
So let's just look at it. All right, let's look at Milwaukee.
But let me say this before getting back to Philly. You don't think Embiid, Tobias is enough to finish top 5 in the East? Okay.
I think it makes them a play-in team.
Play-in? Wow,
Yes.
they're gonna drop away to 7 through 10?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Because this is tough. Even though I do not, for some reason I feel like Chicago might jump up in there.
We're gonna get to them. We're gonna get
And so
to them.
that's
But
why,
not in this
not
one.
today,
Yeah.
not today. But that's why I think that could potentially be a situation where there's a play-in. Because listen, what we cannot refute, all right, is the skills of Ben Simmons. You could talk about him shooting, but he's been as effective as he has. It's funny that we were just before his performance against the Nets, the Hawks. We would talk about this man being an all defensive NBA team player.
And he is.
He is.
And I didn't realize how great of a passer he was. I saw something.
Yeah.
He was showing the dimes he was dropping. Like a lot of them setups he was giving them B coming down the lane and dunking. Yeah.
So I mean, you just can't ignore that.
All right, but for the sake of this pod, we're gonna talk about 1-5. We said Milwaukee, Brooklyn, Heat, Atlanta, New York.
Right.
I'm cool with New York because I'm rapping with that. Okay. So
Start with your Knicks.
Are we gonna start at the bottom, go up?
Start with the bottom and go
I'm
up.
not necessarily thinking they
Start at the bottom and go up.
You terrible, bro. I don't think your Heat that high either. But anyway, my Knicks. A great season last season. I think we caught a lot of people off guard. I'm loving the defensive tenacity. I love Randall's improvement. Getting D-Rose back. I love what I'm seeing from Tom Thibodeau. I love what I'm seeing from management. I think we got exposed in the playoffs because we needed more offense. And Randall didn't play as well in the playoffs. So we needed to get that offensively up.
So, moving quickly, do you think Kemba is that offense that you need?
See, the thing with Kemba and with Rose is health, man. Can they stay healthy? If Kemba can stay healthy, what a year career, what? 18 to 20 points. Well, I don't know, like 22,
I'd
right?
say
22
I'd say at
points
least
scored.
20.
Yeah. So if he can stay healthy, multiple All-Star, if he can stay healthy, we get that MSG Kimber, that UConn Kimber when he was dancing. Yeah.
Him more than D Rose, because D Rose was solid.
D Rose was solid, but we had to start him,
And
which
you-
hurt
right.
our bench.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Love
Right.
quickly. You know what I mean? It'll be interesting to see the next step.
That's
Obi
Harford
takes.
County, by the way. I graduated high school in Harford County once I moved there from Boston. Anyway.
I would like to see the next step for R.J. Barrett, and I want to see continuous improvement with Randall. It'll be interesting. I think we overpaid for Fournier, but we'll see. We'll see. We got it. I want. I think
I'm
we
just
need
not
to
sure where he
get a little
fits
better
in.
on the bench.
Yeah.
So for Atlanta. So Atlanta, they paid Trey huge contract, $200 something million. They re-signed John Collins and Capella. So, what you think about Atlanta?
I feel like Atlanta, they did what they needed to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's not enough, and sometimes we ask like, what else can you do?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing else you really can do, because who else are you going to get to throw in that system to get them over the hump? Which goes to say, whatever you did is still not going to beat Milwaukee consistently, nor Brooklyn. The way the teams are currently constructed, all right?
Because your boy Bogdanovich is making good money too. I like him
And
too.
I like his game.
Yeah. He was hurt. He was hurt.
I like his game.
They definitely overachieved last year. And props to them, man. They had my Knicks number, beat us fair and square, then beat Philly. So I love Ice Trey. I just think at times his size is going to come to bite them. You know what I'm saying? Because even with Philly, they started putting Ben Simmons on, this and that. But he ain't got no fear, dog. Ice Trey ain't got
Yeah, I'm not really worried about him.
fear, bro.
I'm not worried about him too much, because I think, I'm not worried about him too much.
He can be a little injury prone too. Like he got a little
He can
gimpy
be.
towards the end. But
True,
we
right.
don't wish that on. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
I think Atlanta will be all right. I think they might come back to reality this year. Like last year, they snuck up on cats. Ain't nobody gonna be sleeping on the Hawks
Well,
this
it's
year.
kind of like, which is a good segue. Miami
Second
Heat
Heat.
did what they did in the bubble, and then they kind of like faded away.
Right.
So, Miami Heat, do you think they got what they needed to get over the hump?
So here's the thing with them. Well, first of all, Jimmy Butler got a crazy contract and stuff. I don't know if you've seen the numbers on it, but I think that last year he getting over $50 million a year. That's a lot for Jimmy, and I like Jimmy. So your top three is Jimmy, Bam, Kyle Lowry. So we know how we feel about Lowry. Like Lowry is just a pit bull assassin, but so I don't know how that's going. I don't know if that necessarily makes them better. I think a loss that's going to hurt them. That's not talked about. They lost Precious Achua, which is I think he's a second-year player. I think he was in Toronto now, if I'm not mistaken. But they lost him. He was nice. Played in Memphis in college. Came. But I don't know. You gave Duncan Robinson what 80-something million, 90-something million.
Yeah.
That's a lot for a guy who's just the shooter and the liability on defense. What your man Tyler Hero gonna do this year? Because he all the way regressed last year after balling in the bubble. So apparently he loving that MIA life too much.
Yeah.
So you gotta, is he gonna get refocused, recalibrated? So it'll be interesting. I'm not sure how the mix with Lowry mixes with Butler and that, but we'll see.
I think I'll say these two things about the next two teams. I don't think there's a whole lot to be said about the Bucks and the Nets currently constructed, other than let's see them ball. The problem is, and we talked about this in the prior video, the Kyrie situation.
Wow.
If we're able to see Kyrie play, he gets vaccinated, or stuff, New York freezes up a bit, things could change. But I feel like, I don't know, man. I feel like they're not going to. You got the Bucks, you got the Nets. I feel like
Are
the
they
Nets.
clear top two?
Clear top two.
Okay.
Clear top two. I feel like the Nets are taking that. Okay. Some say KD's arguably the best player in the NBA, in the world. All right, cool. Whatever you decide, whatever you say. All right. So with that being said, I don't think, if healthy, no one is beating the Nets.
Okay.
Healthy meaning you're healthy when you have Kyrie playing in all possible games.
Now their 3 stars are injury prone.
That too.
Okay.
But again, barring no injuries,
Uh-huh.
I think the way the teams are currently constructed, and we have to remember, PJ Tucker is
PJ
no
Tucker's gone from the
longer
Bucks,
with.
and a lot of people might clown that move. That's a tough, tenacious defender,
Yeah.
and can hit the occasional corner 3.
Yeah.
He just brought toughness to them. That's a loss for them.
It's a loss.
That
It's a
I
loss.
think, yeah. For
And
sure.
I'm not sure why you bring him for 1 year. You win a chip with him, and then you.
Well,
then
they
you
traded for him at the deadline, so that was, I guess, they thought that was the piece they needed, and he definitely helped. So I do think those are the top 2 teams.
I won't say this just because some people might say, well, why didn't you include Boston? Number one, I'm from Boston, so you would imagine I would have chose that team. I feel like they've regressed, and I'm not sure. I think they had to get Kimba out of there.
They bottom 5, so not bottom. I mean, they'll be in the next conversation.
They have to be. But I say this to say I don't
And you
think
had to get rid of Kemba. You did.
they had to get rid of Kimba, and I do not think they're going to get back to where they were before without there being a major change. And what is
And that's
that
going to be
change?
interesting because Brad went up in the he's GM now, and y'all
Right.
got the black dude Leah Long.
Yes, I forget his name. I forget his name.
Udoka or something.
Something like
Yeah.
that. I'm sorry, no disrespect.
Yeah.
I just don't remember the
Yeah.
name.
He good. He got Leah Long. He fine. He'll be all right. All right, man. Well,
So that's
let's
the
wrap
top
it up,
five, man. That's the top five. That's the top five. We curious to know what y'all think, though. You know, how you think, the season will be impacted, just with, just all types of things.